if God had wanted them to get married and have children, would he have made it so that they could do it together without having to go outside of their homosexuality?
You know what? I'm not comfortable having these type of religious conversations.
Jesse Lee Peterson triggers this woke LGBTQ supporter so bad he runs off the show in this clip as Jesse Lee Peterson interviews this guy over marriage and brings up the question of homosexuality and kids and gets this person into his feelings so bad he can't take it. Let's get in.
Is there anything you wouldn't do other than find me a slut? Is there anything you wouldn't do?
Yeah, there are things that I wouldn't do, you know? Like I'm not going to find you a slut. I'm not a madame. I'm not a pimp or anything like that. So I wouldn't do those things.
So if someone walked into your office, so you do discriminate then, right? Because there's some things you would not find for other people.
I don't think it's discrimination. I think it's just making your choice not to deal with something like that.
But that's discrimination.
I don't think it's
because if you don't discriminate, you wouldn't make that decision at all. You just give the person what they want.
No, our business is about finding love. So
but to them, that might be love.
I don't think that that's defined as love.
To them, it might though.
Oh, and then we maybe need to sit down and have a coaching session. Like maybe I wish I would have met you when you were in your 20s and 30s when you were slut making.
Yeah.
I would have had a conversation with you about, okay, well, let's cut down on the slut making and figure out what's wrong.
What I want to ask you today is, what is the purpose of getting married, dating and getting married?
In 2021, the purpose of getting married and dating is just to build legacy and build, a family and happiness for yourself. For some people, family and happiness doesn't include marriage and children, but for other people it does. So it's all about, a personal preference. Some people just want a life partner. They're at that age where they don't want to get married. Maybe they've been married once or twice before, and they just want a life partner to spend time with. Other people, such as myself, want to invest in one person for the rest of my life.
Oh, I see.
So marriage is a huge investment. A commitment with somebody for the rest of my life is a huge investment.
In the good old days, when boys were boys and men were men, the purpose of marriage.
Boys are still boys and men are still men.
A man got married, and they was to start a family. And so now you're saying, in today's dates, it is to fulfill a loneliness or something that's missing?
I don't think it's to fulfill a loneliness. I think it's just to achieve something that you want to achieve. I want to achieve being a great father. That's what I want to achieve.
You want a family?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would be your reason for getting married. Other than that, it is to fulfill something that's missing, right?
I think that at a certain age, you analyze life and you figure out what will make me feel whole, what will make me feel great. And for some people it is family, for some people it is marriage. That light bulb clicks on for your people that you consider slut makers. At some age, a light bulb came on in your head and said, that isn't fulfilling me any longer. What's going to fulfill me? Maybe it's not having sex with somebody, or maybe it's finding one person to commit to and have sex with for the rest of my life.
If someone told you, well, I want you to find me someone because I don't want a family. I just need someone with me to fulfill a void, a loneliness, or I don't want to be alone. Would you recommend that person not to get with anyone then?
Well, I feel like you do have to put some sort of title on it. Do you just want a life partner? Then yes, you can find I can help you find a life partner.
What I don't understand, two guys cannot have children, right? Or two women can't have children together. Why would they bother getting married?
Because it's what they want to do, and that's their business. And they can have children together. It's been proven.
A man can have a baby?
No, you can't have a baby, but they can have children.
How?
They can adopt. Surrogacy, there's several options. Do you not watch TV?
And therein lies a huge problem. Gay people cannot procreate. So this whole idea, this liberal ideology of redefining marriage, redefining everything into this quasi thing, which has never been proven ever to work, and then allowing kids, which they did not bear, from someone else to come in and be raised, and then they're going to teach them this. Folks, in my opinion, we're just allowing this craziness to be spread. We're allowing it to be spread to the kids. They're going to learn it. They're going to grow up thinking this is normal, this works, when it really doesn't. And then they're going to repeat the same process, just taking kids feeding them into this system and churning out people who don't actually know and understand how life really works. Like, this is a huge problem for society. And like I said, in my opinion, I just don't think gay people should be adopting kids. Like, if you want kids, make your own. But otherwise, those kids, first and foremost, should go to a heterosexual, normal couple. Let me know in the comments if you think that's crazy or not, and hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm. I appreciate it, and let's get back in.
But that wouldn't be them doing it. They would be going outside of their homosexuality to have a baby, right? To get a baby. If God had wanted them to get married and have children, would He have made it so that they could do it together without having to go outside of their homosexuality?
You know what? I'm not comfortable having these type of religious conversations at all.
Why not? You're a Christian.
And I love the Lord, but I won't be demeaned in any type of way when it comes to my spirituality or the spirituality of anybody within the LGBTQ community. You don't have a right to judge them. I don't have a right to judge them. It makes me no difference at all who they choose to love. They're great people. I'm a great person. You may be a great person underneath it all. So people are allowed to love and honor and take care of what they want. If they want to marry somebody and have children by somebody or with somebody, they can do that. And God will still love them. If you can't see it, that's completely fine and perfect on your behalf. But you are not the creator. You are not the end all to be all. There is not a heaven or hell that you can put anybody in.
But so you feel offended with the question?
It's just a conversation and a demeanor as though it's something negative or something bad, and it's not.
Does it feel like it's something negative by me asking these things?
The way you're saying it is like making it like a negative thing, and it's not a negative thing. If you believe that, that's fine, but you don't have to address it in such a negative way.
So my belief that two guys cannot have a child is it a false belief?
But you're saying for them to go outside of their sexuality,
right.
They're still inside their sexuality. They're just going to have, they're having a child.
I know, but they have to step outside of that. God didn't make that possible.
So
why would God have made that possible?
So let me ask you something.
Meant for them to get married and all that as a man, as a Christian, why would God have not made that possible for two women or two men not to have to step outside of their homosexuality or lesbian to have babies? Why would He make it possible for them to stay in that and have a child or children?
People can have children, gay, straight, whoever.
But they can't have it. They have to step outside to get it.
They can have children.
But my question is, why wouldn't God have made that possible? Are you leaving?
I am leaving.
Don't go.
This is an inappropriate conversation.
Don't run.
And I'm not going to have it. I'm not running.
What the?
Yeah, folks, once Jordan Peterson hits them with simple logic and reason, they absolutely crumble, because all of this woke nonsense isn't built on any sort of objectivity. It's built on them simply redefining words and values into meaning something completely different without any consequences to their actions. You can't judge me. You can't judge me. I get to do whatever I want, and I don't get to be told that I did anything bad ever. You have the right to live how you want in America, and that's fine, and everyone else has the right to criticize it. And if you can't even take the heat, then it's entitled to think that everyone else is going to bend their reality just to serve yours. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Jordan Lee Peterson had to say, triggering this woke LGBTQ supporter into running off his show. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.